Are we coding ourselves into absolute stupidity? Think about it. If you let AI write your codes, write your emails, and structure your thoughts, who is actually in control? You or the black box? Some call it vibe coding, the future of effortless creation. Others call it a massive risk of copilot dementia. Today we debate how much of technology you actually need to understand before you hand over the keys. Let's get uncomfortable.
Three thinkers, one goal. Welcome to the podcast to support people in improving collaborative work.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Thomas. To me, technology is always an enabler. But in our last hackathon at the LearnOS convention, I realized that we are entering a completely new era of debugging things we didn't even write. It's wild.
And I'm Carsten. I love pushing limits and asking the tough questions. Today my question is, are we losing our ability to think? If you stop walking, your legs go weak and you get old and lazy. And the same happens with the grey matter between your ears if you let a machine do all the heavy lifting.
And I'm Günter. My programming journey started in the 80s on a Commodore VC20 in BASIC language. It took ages just to make a simple game. Today, AI democratizes creation. Anyone can build an app. But without boundaries, that democracy turns into chaos.
Let's start with a concept a colleague recently brought up. Black box debugging. I experienced this myself. I built a custom AI agent to translate video subtitle files. It outputs the finished file in the perfect format. For a 5-minute video, I checked every sentence. It worked. I translated the video into Italian, Japanese, Romanian, and I asked native speakers. They also said the translation was great. So what did I do next? I scaled it. I fed the agent a 1-hour training video, uploaded the subtitles, and only checked it randomly. Because it worked 10 times, I assumed it would work always. From then on, I didn't check a single word. That's classic human behavior.
Yeah, you assumed it would always work, but that is exactly the danger. You are accepting a solution simply because it looks good on the surface. When digging a little deeper, a native speaker will undoubtedly find dubious or even straight out wrong formulations. And be aware, AI is never deterministic. When you repeatedly ask the same question, it will give you a different result each time. Always trying to please you, but it is not always factually correct. That's the point. If you don't understand the underlying logic, then you're just blindfolded in the driver's seat.
I agree with Carsten. We need to differentiate here. There's a huge difference between a hobby project and a business MVP. If you are coding some LED lights for a fun presentation at a conference, let the AI do 95% of the work. If it fails, who cares? The light stays dark. But the moment you bring AI-generated code into a real company product, you are in a massive gray zone. The company has product liability. You cannot put unchecked black box code into a system.
Okay, but look at it from a historical perspective. It's like getting a driver's license. If you got your license in 1920, you had to learn how to disassemble the engine, how to change the V-belt, how to fix the carburetor on the side of the road. I got my license in the 90s. I didn't change a single spark plug or a tire during my driving school. And today, driving school focus on how to handle driver assistance systems. We don't need to know how to repair the car. We have specialized workshops for that. AI is just the ultimate driver assistance system for cognitive work.
Yes, it is.
That's a nice analogy, Thomas. But it breaks down when we look at the big picture or about the architecture behind it. You might not need to know the exact length of some database fields or attributes, but you absolutely should know the digital architecture. You need to know how a client-server application works and how the data structures are handled to keep the traffic low. If you don't have that baseline, you aren't in the driver's seat anymore. You're just a passenger praying that the autopilot gets you there and doesn't crash.
And let's look at the reality of leadership and business. You still need to be able to identify logical errors. If you just copy-paste code from a prompt, you have no idea how the data flows. It's like driving a fancy sports car without knowing what a red light means. It works perfectly until you hit the first intersection.
Exactly. If you don't dig deeper, at least that's the point. But here's my biggest worry. How do we train the experts of tomorrow? Seniors don't fall from the sky. They start as juniors doing basic, repetitive grunt work. But right now, we are outsourcing all junior-level tasks to AI robots. If juniors only use AI to generate code, how will they ever build the deep structural understanding required to become seniors? We are creating a massive capability gap.
Sometimes the AI tool is too weak for the task at hand. We saw this at the LearnerOS convention. Our colleague Bernd shared his experience. He tried to build a markdown-based wiki using a basic AI tool and failed, while experts like Andre Carpati succeed with a high-caliber cloud-based version. Why? Because Carpati is a world-class expert who knows exactly how to guide the AI, while the basic AI literally suffered from dementia under the hood, writing from scratch and introducing new errors.
Okay, yeah, again. But is rewriting the full code the AI's fault? Or is it our lack of knowledge? When you use AI for coding, it often rewrites your entire file, changing minor variables that break other dependencies. Only an experienced coder knows how to freeze the database structure and tell the AI only touch this specific function. Just the experts are able to keep the reins tight.
Exactly. You need to hold the reins. You make this pragmatic. I suggest 3 clear levels of AI involvement based on the risk, 0, medium or high risk. Coming to 0 risk, sandbox and personal. Coding hobby apps, translating subtitles or formatting meeting notes. You can trust the AI up to 95%. Medium risk. Business MVPs, internal tools. You must understand the data flow, the core logic and the security guidelines. You are the validator. And for high risk, critical systems, like finance, automotive brake systems, or medical robotics, AI can only be a sparring partner. Every single line of code must be reviewed by a certified human expert.
But I guess that human expert will be assisted by AI. But admittedly, AI is getting better every day. But still, I don't want to be turned into shish kebab on an operating table after a surgical robot failure caused by an undetected bug in some vibe-coded software.
Fair point, Carsten. Nobody wants to end up as a digital shish kebab. But the reality is, we cannot stop this wave. We face a constant tension between performance in our daily operations and the necessity to transform. We cannot waste human potential on repetitive mechanics when we have these tools.
My takeaways today: don't let your cognitive muscle atrophy. AI is a fantastic helper, but you must remain the expert. Keep your structures transparent, know your risk levels, and never accept a result you don't understand.
And remember, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Use AI to accelerate, but keep a sharp eye on the digital architecture. Don't let vibe coding turn into blind flying.
And my closing thought is that famous headline from the Harvard Business Review. AI will not replace humans, but humans who use AI will replace those who don't. Be the driver, use the assistance systems, but always know how to handle the road.
And what about you? Are you already vibe coding your way through the day, or do you still write your code the old school way? Let us know in the comments. Keep thinking.
Thank you for listening to our discussion. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to make sure you don't miss our next episode. Until next time, at 3 Thinkers, 1 Goal. Becoming smarter, 1 episode at a time.
When you use AI for coding, it often rewrites your entire file.